Hello and welcome back. We better get a move on, JB. We've got a few less days to bust this one out. Stop it. I just mean we've not got as many days to make our episode this month. Why does February have 28 days?
Or 29.
Yes, JB, or sometimes 29. The following may be Roman history or Roman legend. To answer the mystery of February, we have to go back 2,700 years or so, to the era of Romulus, the founder and first king of Rome. Romulus introduced a calendar with 10 months. This new 10-month calendar ran from March to December. February didn't even exist. Romulus's calendar was 304 days long, but that's roughly 61 days short of a full solar year. The Romans weren't too bothered about this. After all, they were an agricultural society, and these days weren't important to farming, so they lumped them all together as winter. Later, Romulus's successor, Numa Pompilius, wasn't too keen on this whole vague period called winter, so returned to the calendar conundrum and added 2 new months, January and February, and then moved the start of the year to January. This added 50 days to the year, making it in total 354 days long. Okay, now, this is where things get even more complicated. The Romans were a superstitious lot. They believed that even numbers were unlucky. So they added 1 more day to the year, making it 355 days in total. But the calendar Numa inherited contained months with 30 days. That's more even numbers, and even more bad luck to deal with. So they took 1 day from each month, leaving those 30-day months with 29. Are you still following this? Good. Now Numa had 57 days to play with. That's 50 that he added to the year, 1 to make the year an odd number, and then 6 from the months that he changed from 30 days to 29. It was a bit messy, but he gave January 29 days and February was left with 28. This meant that February could be considered unlucky. It's either you have an even number of days in a year or an even number of days in a month. And a month is a much shorter period of time to deal with all that bad luck.
Yay!
You think that'd be the end of our calendar trouble? No! Skip forward to the time of the late Roman Republic, and dictator of Rome, Julius Caesar, has just returned home from campaign. Caesar and his men had been away from home in Gaul, Egypt, Pontus and Numidia. All while Numa's trusty lunar calendar happily ticked away. Now as their calendar was lunar based, it would slip and it would slide out of sync with the seasons. Fear not, Numa had accounted for this. Every 2 or 3 years, a religious official, the Pontifex Maximus, would insert a 13th month into the calendar. Now, this kind of leap month, called Mercedonius, wasn't automatically added to the calendar. Oh no, the Pontifex Maximus had to declare it and then add it in manually. As you can imagine, this worked for a really long time. Until it didn't. In 46 BC, the Pontifex Maximus was in fact Julius Caesar. But as we said earlier, he'd been out of town scrapping for the past 15 or so years. As a result, the calendar ended up slipping a whole 90 days out of sync with the seasons, and Caesar wanted to fix this. Whilst in Egypt, Caesar saw their near-perfect 365-day calendar. Like the Roman lunar calendar, this calendar was also divided into 12 months. Each month had 30 days, with 5 days being manually inserted by an official. This meant that the calendar never went out of sync with the seasons. Caesar liked that, so he nicked it. He then employed an astronomer by the name of Sosigenes, and together they permanently distributed those 5 days throughout the year to different months, thereby making those months 31 days long. But Caesar was still stuck with this even numbers issue. So, he plucked 2 days from February and stuck them on 2 of the months with 30 days, thereby making them 31, and February was left with 28, as it was before. But then again, it's still 2 less days for bad luck. Like I said, Caesar thought that this newfangled solar calendar was nearly perfect. Nearly. You see, they knew that the Earth orbited the Sun every 365.25 days. So what they did is over the course of 4 years, they took each of these quarters, mushed them all together, stuck them on the end of February, and boom. A leap day. Besides a few human errors along the way, this calendar worked perfectly, right up until the 16th century, when Pope Gregory XIII introduced his reforms, giving us the Gregorian calendar. And that's the calendar we still use today. So there you have it. Romulus gave us a 10-month calendar that was reworked by Numa, and Caesar nicked an idea from Egypt and gave us a 28-day February, and a leap year. We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think down below. And if you've got any topics you want me to cover, let me know in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date with notifications. Check out the description for our socials. If you're watching this on my YouTube, then check out TIL Vids. And if you're watching this on TIL Vids, then check out my YouTube. And we'll see you next time.